Hey guys, today we're going to talk about talking to new people. I'm super excited about this conversation because really our business is just all about talking to people, starting new conversations, using our Rhino Run tracker to start new conversations. And I have Sarah and Dawn on here, and today we're going to touch on a couple different things. There's so many different ways to talk to new people. Maybe you're sitting here going, oh my gosh, this topic is making my palms like sweat already. Like, I don't want to go outside my house and talk to new people, or I don't want to get online and talk to new people. And that's okay, because what you're going to hear from Sarah and Dawn are a few ways that you can just get started, that you can get out and meet some new people. You're going to hear some specific verbiage that you can use, whether it's online, or whether you're maybe in the line at Target or Walmart or Costco, because I mean, we all have to get out of our houses sometimes. And I know for me that the biggest tool I can give you guys right now as you go into watching this video and every time you leave your house is just use your smile. Use your smile and use your heart. And if you have a heart to share this conversation, we all know how awesome ketones are. We know that everybody needs what we have. If we just sit in that with our heart and our smile, and maybe we're using some stuff to attract people as we're at Starbucks or Costco, and we're going to touch on that too. What can you do to even start the conversation without having to start the conversation? Hint, hint, see the gear we have on. So it's going to be super awesome. Sarah, why don't you come on and kind of share with us some ways that we can start meeting new people and sharing those conversations so we can fill out our Rhino Run squares.
Perfect. So it comes down to, if we don't talk to people, we're not going to build our business. So we have to talk to people. And there's so many different ways that we can attract people. It's going to look different for everyone. One thing that Jody did mention is social media. What I love to do is I like to build relationships on social media. So I join different groups. So I'm in a mom group. I have an 8-month-old baby girl. I'm in a nursing mom group. I'm in a regular mom group. I'm in an entrepreneur group. My husband's in a fishing group. He's in a snowboarding group. We get in these groups so we can build relationships with people that have common interests as we do. We're not blowing up ketones in those at all. We're truly just building relationships with people. So we're engaging in other people's posts. We're doing a post that's not about ketones, and then we're friending them on Facebook. So now that person is now following our journey. So they're seeing like, oh, Sarah has an 8-month-old baby. She loves to snowboard. She's all about her family. Oh my goodness, she just got like 5 hours of sleep, but it feels like 8 hours of sleep. What is it that she's drinking? So we want to pique their curiosity. We have a whole training on social media that once you get that person following you, you can really see what you should be posting on your social media so you're not blowing it all up with ketones. Another thing that you can use on social media is Facebook events. I love to go in and see what's going on in my local market. Is there a Saturday market going on? Is there a holiday bazaar going on? Is there a race going on? Is there a fundraiser going on? What is going on in your local market where you can put yourself there and get yourself in front of people? Because like I said before, it's all about talking to people. So whether you're doing that on social media or whether you're doing that in your own community, you need to be talking to people. When you do go out of your house, make sure that you have the intention to talk to people. If you're just showing up to those events and you don't have your like keto gear on, you don't have your shaker bottle, you don't have your ketones with you, nobody's going to ask you what you do. And so the nice thing about this call is we're going to talk about how to start those conversations, how to wear the keto gear. So someone's going to ask you what you're doing. But what I encourage you to do when you go out is make sure that you are listening to what people are saying. People are begging for this solution that we have, and it's our responsibility to share it and not be attached to when they get started. So I encourage you to have the faith and the belief and keep like digging into our business and into our company. So you have that belief in our product, you have that belief in our company, and you have that belief in yourself to where you go out there and you can't help but talk about ketones because you know it's going to change their life for the better. Something that Jody had said that I absolutely love, that I use all the time now, this goes on social media and it goes in public. She was talking about the return line at Target and how like, if there's a mom in front of you that has kids like running around her, if you said something to her like, oh my goodness, with a smile like that, you have got to be drinking ketones like I do. I've been using that in public, and I've been using that on social media. It makes it so it's not salesy at all. And it makes it so they want to ask you, no, I'm not. Like, what are ketones? Like, tell me about that. So I've given you a couple of different like tips and tricks on what to do on social media and what to do out in the public. But now you're out in public, you have your t-shirt on, you have your shaker bottle, and let's say somebody asks you about ketones. So I'm going to introduce Dawn, and she's going to kind of give you some tips and tricks on how you can go into that fearlessly and really talk to those people about what we have our hands on.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So, hey, everybody. This is actually a topic that I truly love because I was the person, and if you're the person sitting on this Zoom right now and you're like, I don't like talking to people, that was 100% me. I did not know, like, I didn't know what to say to people. I was like afraid, like I would say all of the wrong thing. And, you know, it's really honestly at the end of the day, just remembering that you're communicating with humans, right? And even though we have a really powerful conversation that, you know, can impact lives, we still need to have that human touch and human connection. So one thing that I want to kind of preface all of this with is kind of be listening for the cue, just like in theater, just like in, you know, plays, like there's a cue that's typically dropped. And if you've ever been in a play or, you know, any type of show, like, you know, you hear that cue and then that's kind of your opportunity to introduce a conversation. And that's very similar here. Like Sarah mentioned, like we want to be listening to people, you know, we don't want to just like attack, but when people drop some cues or some hints, some opportunities for us to be able to insert a solution to the things that they're sharing with us, then that's when you want to share it. And so, you know, if you're out in the general marketplace and maybe right now, like you're just terrified to even bring up the conversation of ketones because you're, you know, you're like still new and just like, talking to new people, I want you to just get into the habit of going out in public and just complimenting somebody. Like if you're standing in the line at Target, or if you are at the restaurant and your waiter is super like bubbly and personality and you think, man, she'd be great, you know, either with our business or maybe, you know, she's mentioned in conversation that, you know, she needed to lose some extra weight. And a thing that I love to do with people is just say, you know what, I really like you. Like, I love your energy. Like you're super energetic. Like that's something that I use all of the time. You know, maybe they have like a really nice pair of shoes on, or maybe they're really like put together, or maybe, you know, the service attendant that is taking care of the customer that was in front of you was just, you know, handled a customer situation really, really well. You can literally walk into a conversation and just be like, you know, I have to just say, like, I really appreciate the way that you handled that situation. Like you did a very good job. Like you're super personal or whatever, or I really love those shoes. And don't worry about introducing conversation of ketones yet. Just start getting comfortable with being able to make that initial approach to strangers. And once you've been able to get over that barrier, now you can start exercising some additional communication skills to be able to ask the right questions that can kind of lead them down a path that will help introduce the conversation of ketones. One of the ways that I do that is just kind of getting to know somebody. If I'm in an environment, maybe it's like Sarah mentioned, maybe a networking event where you're out in your community and you've used Facebook events to kind of find stuff that's going on in your local event. You know, I have a tendency to kind of look for the people that are in the room, kind of moving and shaking around and like floating. And I'll go up and I'll just introduce myself. Hey, my name is Dawn. I'm new to the area. Wink, wink. It's a great way to introduce yourself. Or I'm new in business, or I'm a new business owner. And I'm just looking to connect with like-minded people. What do you do for a living? Right. And that's a great way to kind of introduce, oh, wow, you know, how did you get into that? And just, again, building that rapport. Inevitably, the conversation will come up when people are going to ask you, what do you do? And that's a great opportunity to say, well, do you know anything about ketones or ketosis? And then they're going to say, no, or they're going to be like, is that like that diet, or is that, you know, like that intermittent fasting thing, like where you can't eat any carbs? Like they don't really know because they've they're hearing the buzz, but they're not really sure. And the way that I sort of transition that is, well, actually it's just a powder that you mix with water that puts you in ketosis, and it gives you amazing energy. In fact, for me, you know, I've lost like 40 pounds and my energy's through the roof. My mood is unbelievable. Are you like on any type of social media or Instagram? Like, what is your platform to connect? And then I always shoot to connect with them. I'm not going to sit there and try to explain to them what ketosis is or what ketones are doing in the brain. It's really just an opportunity for me to share personal experience of what the product has done, because facts tell, stories sell. Okay, I want you guys to write that down. Facts tell, stories sell. So if you're sitting here and you're like sitting here thinking about how you're talking to people, and you just realize that whenever somebody asks you what ketones are, you verbal diarrhea all over them, well, we're gonna like beep, back it up a little bit, and we're not gonna do that. We're gonna share a story, right? Oh, well, it's a, you know, it's a drink that you drink and it puts you in ketosis, and I've been drinking it for the last 6 months, and this has been my experience on it. You know, if you want, I can shoot you over a quick video, explains it. Like, I was blown away by the information. Might be something that you'd be interested in, right? A simple, easy way, and then get connected with them. And if you've been using some of the strategies that we're teaching on how to build valuable content on social media, when people connect with you on that platform, they're going to look like, what do you do? Think about it. When you meet a new person, or when you connect with somebody and you go to their Facebook or you friend request somebody, what do you usually do? You typically scroll back through their stuff, right? At least I do. I'm kind of a stalker, but like, we go through and we kind of look at some of the stuff that they're doing, right? The same thing's going to happen here. When you connect with that person, they're going to go seek out that information. If you planted the seed, and if you tease them a little bit with maybe the appetizer, but you didn't give them the whole entree and dessert, right? So we want to be really good at sort of planting that seed, but not giving too much, and leading in with that conversation of, what do you know about ketones or ketosis? Or in the case of, you know, maybe you are using some of these social media groups, and you know, or you see somebody's before and after page, or, you know, you're kind of leveraging some of these different keto groups, and you can comment and say, you know, oh, well, are you drinking ketones too? Or, you know, just somebody has a really good personality, or really good, you know, like, you're in a good mood. Are you drinking ketones? Like, it sounds kind of silly, and I'll be honest, it's probably going to feel a little uncomfortable, but that's the point, right? Because the things that that knee-jerk reaction of wanting to tell them everything is exactly what you don't want to do. So my mentor always told me, like, pretend that you have duct tape on your mouth. Just because somebody says they need to lose weight, it doesn't mean at that moment you need to be like, oh my God, girl, like, you have got to drink these ketones. Like, first of all, you're going to mix it up. We got like 50,000 different flavors, and they all taste unbelievable, and you're going to mix it up. And then no, right? Just say, oh, well, you know, are you drinking ketones yet? Like, probably would help you lose that extra weight. Like, I don't know for sure, but it's helped me lose an extra 40 pounds. Might help you too. I can shoot you over a quick video, but don't get into the whole dissertation of sharing it. People ask all the time if you're wearing the swag, or if you have the shaker bottles. Like, they're going to ask you, like, well, what is the stuff that you're drinking? And then that is just a perfect opportunity to ask a question. Well, do you know anything about ketones or ketosis? Like, do you know anything about it? Don't just be like, oh, well, let me tell you all about this drink. Ask the question, find out what they know, and then share your story, and then direct them to some sort of resource. Get connected with them on a social media platform. But I want to reiterate that if you're just now kind of getting started and you're terrified to talk to new people in the marketplace, first of all, we do have some really powerful strategies in this group. And I know that we're going to be doing some higher level training on, like, how to invite people that maybe you already know. We're going to have like an even deeper dive into really what the core rapport methodology looks like, in terms of when you attract people, like, how should you be rolling through that conversation so that you're not being slimy and salesy and just spamming your link, but you're truly able to take the time to build a relationship and build rapport with people. But I want you guys to just really focus on getting outside of that comfort zone and just getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. Compliment somebody. Like Jody said, smile. You know, it's at the worst case scenario, they're just going to be like, okay, you're weird. But you know what? I'd rather be weird and like make a greater impact than be terrified and like do absolutely nothing and never change my life or anybody else's. And so I really, really hope that you guys got some value out of this. I hope that you guys dig deeper into some of the additional units where we're going to just go a little bit deeper into building this initial rapport and relationship with people, and just really dialing in what it looks like to have conversations with brand new people in the marketplace. Because if you are looking to build a big business and if you're looking to make a big impact, you're going to have a lot of conversations. If you talk to a little people, you're going to have a little impact. If you talk to a lot of people, you're going to have a lot of impact. And that just takes time, guys. It takes practice. And here's what's going to happen. If you do it and you do it consistently, before you know it, it's going to just roll off your tongue. And you're going to be lethal in the marketplace. You're going to be so powerful and so impactful that you're just going to be like, oh my gosh, they said it was going to work and now it's working. I don't even know what to do. And then that's that next level of learning. So anyways, I love working with these girls and having the opportunity to share some insight. And we hope that you guys got some significant value out of this. Until the next Zoom, we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.